Yeah! Here we go!
It's time for TSS Fantasy.
Who Day, and I am just excited.
I'm excited to sit here. Y'all can't see all my Saints fans.
To show with a Hall of Fame quarterback that he can get back to when he was a number 4 overall pick.
All right, welcome in everybody to TSS Fantasy, the show of the people. Once again, Commissioner Cooper is enjoying the sunny California weather, so you are stuck with myself, Fantasy Jesus, and our very own sophisticated Mr. Mallard today. Andrew, tell me how you're doing. Specifically, tell me how you liked your SFB experience.
Dude, I loved it. It was my first live experience. I've been obviously doing SFB for a little bit now, but the first time I was able to make a live, it was a ton of fun. The people.
Oh, you good?
I lost my radio. Sorry, I'm back. The people were great. It was everyone was just a joy to be around. Obviously, the raffles were great, all for charity. So yeah, I absolutely loved it. It was a beautiful day down at Gillette. I loved watching all the Jets, gag and have to hold their puke down just looking at the Gillette Stadium every time they turned around, because there was a ton of Jet fans at the Boston one, because we had a ton of people up from Connecticut. So I found some joy sniping a couple of them in my draft.
Hey, did they give you like a tour of Gillette Stadium while you're there? Is that like included in the package?
No, we weren't actually in the stadium. We were at a bar like directly next to it, overlooking the stadium. But there was also some sort of soccer game happening in the stadium. It wasn't the Revolution. I have no clue who it was. It wasn't even on the stadium schedule. So yeah, they were tied up in there.
Okay, I thought it was one of those things. You know how they can do stadium tours? Like I know the Baltimore Ravens like give you like a stadium tour and like a fantasy football experience where they give you like one of the boardrooms and stuff to do your draft in, which I think is really cool.
Oh, geez, that's cool.
Yeah,
we didn't get that.
Oh man, but
we got Andrew Cooper, we got Bob Gilchrist, and the crew from Fantasy Cares. Putting on a good time for us. So it was all good.
Oh yeah, I'm in a couple leagues with Bob. He's a good guy. He's a little bit of a shady trader, but he's a good guy. But anyways, man, it's another great one here. We got the Bengals and the Browns. But before we get to that, we got to plug our great sponsors. First off, we're going to start off with Fast Draft. Go ahead, sign up right now with TSS. Get $50 match. So that means you get $100 when you deposit $50. Go and put that into the Rabbit, their best ball tournament, and go and try and make $50,000. That's right, guys. It's $20 an entry, so that gets you 5 entries in there. It's time to start thinking about championships. And when you're thinking about championships, you're thinking about that win. You're wanting to see what it's going to look like. Go to Pro-Am Belts, because Pro-Am Belts has got you on lock. Go and tell them that TSS sent you, and they'll get you 10% off. Also, if you've seen them, they'll customize it for you. They got some decked out stock belts for you. It's just a great time. If you're like me, where you're a wrestling fan and a fantasy football fan, then it's absolutely your candy store. Go there right now, Pro-Am Belts. Check them out. And then finally, we got Ultra GM. Have you ever thought that maybe you knew a little bit more than Mike Brown does? And probably every one of us has thought that we know better than the Haslam family. So if you're over here a Browns fan and a Bengals fan, more importantly a Browns fan, and you're just dreaming of doing better, use Ultra GM right now. It is a cool fantasy football app where it allows you to take over a current team's roster, and you can compete against players of your own team to see whose schedule plays out better through trades, through free agency, through drafts, what you would do as the GM. It's a really cool app, guys. It's got salary cap, it's got defensive players, it's got special teams, it's got everything you want. It's pretty much like if you were on Madden mode and you were playing the GM side of it. So go out there, sign up right now, TSS Fantasy, and get $5 off of your initial fee for Ultra GM. Go ahead and get it right now, guys. LeDuc, I'm tired. I'm tired of the sponsor. I'm ready to get the showdown going. And I know that this is the rivalry. You know why? Because there's something different about having a rival in the same division, but also in the same state. Like, you got to see these guys on the highway. You got to see that Bengals symbol, and you got to see those Browns fans. I mean, I got to say, we got a good cast, too, for it, because we got the Bengals captain in. Ahoy, captain. This man is coming in. He's sailing in from his boat to get here. I didn't even know he needed a boat in Cincinnati, but he's sailing in from it. And then we have Frank from the Unofficial Bengals podcast. It's so good that you don't even know it's there because it's not official. And then finally, we got John Suchin from the Fanatical Elves Network to come tell us about the elf and what the meaning is behind it for the Browns. I never actually figured that one out. But let's get him in here right now. Guys,
yes.
A round of applause. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for joining us today.
Glad to be here.
So, guys, I like to lighten the mood a little bit before we get back into the hard and heavy stuff. So I'm going to ask you a couple questions right off the bat. And these are going to be – 2 of them are going to be for both of you guys. You know, anybody can answer it. And then 1 question for each team. It's going to be a direct hit. I want to know your true feelings about it. But I'm going to start off with an easy question. And, you know, I'll start off with John first. John, tell me, Browns fans, you see them all the time. Steelers and Ravens. Who do you hate losing to more? Who's the one fan base that's going to chuck it up more?
Well, considering that the Ratbirds stole our team and, you know, probably we'll start with the Ratbirds, but the Steelers have always traditionally, going way back, you know, back in the day, it was always the Squealers. So, you know, so yeah, I would say right now, I mean, we loathe both. We hate the Ratbirds. But the fact that the Ratbirds stole the team and Art Modell ran the Baltimore still does not sit very well with most fans.
Yeah, it stole a legacy too. It feels like, just like you lose all those years where you guys were winning, and they just left you with the
I know we were on such a ride, but that, you know, that's like 30 years ago. So
you and the Jets holding that one Super Bowl Joe Namath got them.
Well, we were good before the Super Bowl started. You know, that was, you know, the Super Bowl starts, and, you know, we were on top of the world. We got 8 championships, you know, which the NFL did recognize. Just I want everybody here in the panel to, you know, understand that. I'm sure you could care less, but the Cleveland fans are holding on to anything that they can.
That's so true. And my only question would be, how many Super Bowls? Next question.
Yes. We're going to be here for a while. Okay.
So Bengals, Frank, captain, I want to know, and Frank, I'll let you start off first. Let's keep some order in this thing. Start off. Tell me, is it the Ratbirds or the Squealers? Who gives you you want to beat these guys at the tailgate, at the bars afterwards, as well as the game? Who is that? Who gives you that feeling?
I despise the Steelers. Definitely number one. They've done so many cheap things to us over the years. They've stolen away championships from us when they caved in Carson Palmer's knee. Just in our whole history, they've taken us out more than anybody. So it's a little bit of bitterness because of that. But, you know, they're kind of a jerky organization, and, you know, if you go into it, they've done a lot of negative things, I feel, on the field to the Cincinnati Bengals. Not a big Ravens fan either, but to answer the question, Steelers' most hated team in the NFL by far. I'm gonna have to use the Squealers thing from now on, because that's just
there you go. And Joe Schmo, when we're talking about, you know, Joe Burrow, Joe Schmo. right? Hey, guys.
Oh, I love it. The
Now my
Panthers
daughter
already
came
go.
up with
Burrow,
Joe
there it
Schmo.
is.
There you go.
Kat, are you in the same boat as Frank over here? Are you thinking the
I
same
used to be.
thing?
I used to be, because bar none, the Steelers are the dirtiest team in the NFL. Always have been, historically dirty, except they don't scare anybody anymore. They don't have a quarterback. They basically signed a guy just a few younger than me, and I'm going to be looking for my Buckeye card here shortly. So if you don't know, that's the discounts you get for old age. I'm not worried about the Steelers. It's the Ravens fans who swear every year Lamar's going to win it all. And yet when he gets to the playoffs, every year we see he can't carry anything. He can't carry himself other than running into the bathroom at halftime to do whatever he had to do that day.
He had to lighten the load. He had to lighten
Yeah.
the load.
He still beat us. He still came to Cleveland and beat us in that one game. I was there. It was colder than crap. Literally crap. So
Yeah.
Yeah, those fans are toxic online. So social media has tainted me a little bit. But yeah, my number one, I hate losing to the Ravens, and they always find a way, or the refs, to make it happen.
Yes, the refs.
Oh,
All right, guys. My next question, I'll start with Cap this time. So you guys are, interstate rivals, and I remember the Battle of the Bay because I'm from San Francisco. Oakland and San Francisco used to go at it all the time. It used to be one of those things where everybody would take the part to Oakland, and it would just be a fight the entire time there. Is that the same feeling you get in a Bengals-Browns game? Like, do you guys tear it up at the tailgate? Do you guys really try and rep who is the dominant team in Ohio? I'll let you start, Bengals.
It's been weird lately because Cleveland hasn't had a quarterback, and despite
when
that,
did we have a quarterback? No, wait.
they paid for one.
I remember sitting in Paul Brown Stadium. It was before Paycor, Paul Brown Stadium, and that night that Andy Dalton had a 2 passer rating, and all of the Browns fans stayed. They were so loud, the obnoxious things they were saying about Andy, the vulgar things they were saying about Andy, and I'm just sitting there looking around like, I never want to feel like this again. Those Browns fans came for blood, and they earned it on the field. Those days, I feel like, are gone because there is such a disparity between, Joe Burrow. Every man wants to be Joe Burrow. Every man's wife wants to sleep with Joe Burrow. We have that guy in Cincinnati, and it's just different. Now, the Browns owned us for how many years in a row, which was the weirdest thing.
Then we got rid of the Baker Mayfield, because he was a big part of that.
And I feel like we finally, rid ourselves of those skeletons the last year or so, and it's just not the same. The heat is fully in Baltimore now.
Okay. How about you, Frank? How do you feel about it?
Well, I'm in a different boat than captain because Bengals captain is at all the games, which I respect and appreciate. But watching from New Jersey and from a distance, I have a lot of Browns fans that are my friends. So I haven't really experienced the same kind of thing. I know it was a bitter rivalry, and captain is right. When Chubb and Myles Garrett were really cooking, we were having a rough time with you guys. So, I see it from that side. But no, I've had only good experiences, but it's not the same as captain. He's on the front line.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's some love there. John, are you also on the front line? Are you also in the trenches with the Bengals fans? Like, how was that vibe for you?
You guys all have already talked about. I mean, we had that period of time where, like you said, Chubb and Garrett and Baker, really drove that. Actually, Baker was talking. Did you guys see that today? He was out. You probably didn't catch that. He was quoted as talking about when he played you guys, that he always looked forward to a good game, throwing for over 300 yards, which he never did. He got close, but Hugh Jackson leaving Cleveland and then running down to Cincinnati didn't, that kind of spurred a lot of more energy. So, it's, usually when we Browns and Bengals games, I mean, we've had several high-powered or lots of points scored, right, over the last decade or two. So, no, it's not what it used to be. And you guys, I mean, you guys got that couple wins now with your guy Joe Burrow winning a few games of late. So I think because there was that, didn't we go like 8-0 against you guys in one stretch?
Yeah, it was an ugly run.
So we are looking forward to playing you week 1 here in Cleveland. That'll be, we're planning on a win for us Brownies. So
nice. All right, guys, I got one last question for you. That's it. I'm gonna start with John here because Bengals captain kind of already subtly brought it up. John, do you guys have a quarterback that like is a legacy jersey holder? Like you see it, like he's not there anymore, but you still see the jersey all over town.
Well,
like,
Bernie, Bernie Kosar. Bernie is legend. Bernie is it. Bernie's the guy. At least for my generation, I grew up. When I was a kid. Bernie was just coming in. So yeah, Bernie. I mean, we go way. I mean, Otto Graham. We're going back to the 40s and 50s. So that's why the whole damn thing with Baker Mayfield coming in when he did in 2018 and all that, and we had that run that really there was a short window of time there that we thought he could be the guy. Or at least, and there's a lot of Mayfield fans still considering, especially what the Browns did next, which is create, this crazy trade for a guy that, didn't work exactly out. So, no, I think Baker would be, one guy. You see a lot of Mayfield jerseys. There's a lot of us who still watch Baker down there in Tampa, and there's a lot of, support for him still. He went through a lot here. He grew up. He screwed up some things. But I think he's, I'm still a Baker fan from afar. I won't cheer for the Buccaneers necessarily, but, I like to see the kid have a good game. But before that, Bernie, it was always Bernie. Mm-hmm. And you guys go back to what, Gary Anderson or no?
Ken Anderson, yeah.
Ken Anderson, yeah. I'm sorry, I can't. Yeah. Well, you guys stole our team. I mean, originally it was Paul Brown, right? I mean, Paul got pissed off with the Browns because Art Modell got rid of him, and he created you guys. Yeah. So
I think that's the proper order. Is Art Modell got rid of him, and then Paul Brown got pissed off.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. I mean, Art Modell is not a fan favorite here amongst the Cleveland fans. So.
You guys might want to stop giving each other's names out there. You think about the trivia later. You're helping each other right now. All these old names you're throwing out there.
Get it going. Get it percolating early because the trivia questions are going to get harder and harder. But anyways, I'll finish it up with Frank and Cap. I want to know, who do you think is going to squander their inheritance faster? Mark Davis, Mike Brown, or Stephen Jones? Either one of you can take the reins first.
I'm good, Captain, if I may. I'm going to say it will not be Mike Brown because the whole family is involved in the business, and you can see he's slowly transitioning it over to his daughter and her husband, and even his granddaughters are getting more involved in the organization. So the Brown family is going nowhere, at least in our lifetime. I mean, they're 3 generations out right now. So from that list, the most unstable is probably Davis, but I don't know. What are your thoughts on that, Captain?
100% agree. And I don't know anything about the potential prenup with the relationship with a younger girl that he's got going on, but that's got danger written all over it. I think he's going to lose his money. I'm just saying.
There's just no replacing Al Davis, and Mark has definitely proved that.
But he's got better
guys. We're gonna get into our summer rewind section of it, so we will be right back after this quick video. Jason put so much work into this that I gotta put it up there. It would feel disrespectful if I didn't. But it's time for the season predictions, or not the season predictions, the season rewind part of it. And so I'm gonna ask you guys about how you feel about the free agency first. And I'll start with you, John. So just to run down, I won't go through the losses, but I'll run down the key additions. You clouded up the quarterback situation with Flacco and Pickett. You brought in Deontay Johnson, Jackson Barton, Cornelius Lucas, Tevin Jenkins. You did the right thing and re-signed Myles Garrett. You brought in you re-signed Joe Tryon Chienka. Malik Collins came in, Jerome Baker, Devin Bush, Rayshawn Jenkins. Just give me a little. It seemed like it was kind of like a reload on defense type of free agency, and kind of just get that Band-Aid, that bridge guy at the quarterback position. Maybe bring in the guy who just
the offensive line too, with Lucas, Cornelius, and Jenkins. Those two guys on the offensive line are what a lot of us are talking about this week. Just bringing those guys, a couple of veterans. The Browns offensive line has struggled, last year, especially going into the season. We had a series of injuries already. So getting that shored up, we got Joel Bitonio in there right now, and some other guys, Jack Conklin, Wyatt Teller. So bringing these guys in like Lucas Cornelius and Jenkins will help. We also had, we got rid of Jed Wills, who was our left tackle. And we've got DeJuan Jones now, who's going into his third year, kid out of Ohio State. He's learned how to play the offensive on the left tackle position. So, those, and then like you mentioned, some of the moves on defense. The Jerome Baker kid's from Cleveland area. I think he grew up back here, so he's kind of returning. So that's a good vet presence. Who are a couple of the other guys? Well, you mentioned Deontay Johnson. He's been in a lot of conversations this past week too. Some of you guys know there's the Bengals guys. Like the Browns we don't have a serious offensive threat. We averaged 15.2 points a game a year ago on offense. So we're kind of returning back to that 12 personnel with, the two tight ends. Kevin Stefanski likes to run a lot of that. So we're looking for that other wide receiver outside of Jerry Jeudy. And so we're hoping that Deontay Johnson, surprises people and returns to what he did when he was in Pittsburgh. But that's a lot to expect. Kid doesn't like to play in cold weather either. I don't know if you guys caught that story a while back. He was complaining about playing in Baltimore. Something was 40 degrees. I'm like, well, crap. Wait till you come down to the lakeshore, play in Cleveland. So, no, and just getting Joe Flacco, that was obviously a big conversation piece, bringing him back. He had such a magical run here in 2023. And so fans were very excited about that. Now we're top heavy in quarterbacks, and we got two rookies now and two vets. So we'll see how it all pans out.
Can you call it top heavy?
What now? Yeah, that's right. That's right. I know. Like, yeah.
Sorry, I can't help it.
No, I got you.
I love it. Hey, if you were to give me a grade, John, what would you put a grade on this free agency period?
Free agency, like a B- or a C. I mean, it wasn't anything. We weren't really relying on free agency this year. There were some gaps we filled in, and like you said, some of these guys on defense. I think that. So I wouldn't say it was anything that extravagant. I think our draft. I like our draft. If we're going to grade that later, that was better. We can talk about that. It was really better, except until last week when one of our draft picks decided that.
Oh, yeah. We'll get to that one in a second. But anyways, let's move on. Let's start with Bengals cap this time. So you guys did the right thing. You signed Jamar Chase. You signed T. Higgins. You brought back Gesicki. I believe you brought back your other tight end, Hudson. It was a lot of re-signings with you guys. You guys got Cam Sample, B.J. Hill, T.J. Slayton was a signature. Owen Burks, who had a tremendous season with the Eagles. That was a good grab. Marco Wilson was another re-sign. Just give me a little down low how you felt about this offseason, this free agency, and then Give me a grade that you have for it.
You know, I think about a Christmas Vacation, and Chevy Chase is rolling down the snowy road, hits the snowbank embankment, spins, and then just lands perfectly in a parking spot. It's like, hey, we're here. I feel like that a little bit because we've been on pins and needles, you know, clutching at the chair because there was drama around Jamar, there was drama around T, we've got drama around Trey, and I'm hearing apparently there's some agreements in place, and we should be hearing something soon with Trey. Of course, everybody's heard about the agent that represents Shamar Stewart, and he also represents Baby Gronk, and that's bad news usually. So it's been a little bit pins and needles, but they got him signed. They brought in, Oren Burke, Super Bowl experience, playoff performer. He's a huge pickup. Some rotational pieces on the defensive line. The draft, a couple of key pieces, linebacker, and we could very well be looking at a starter in the offensive line with Fairchild. A lot of good pieces there. We don't quite yet know how they're all going to fit together, but you kept the core, you kept the moneymaker together, and that is the offense. If the defense can just play top 20, we're going to the playoffs, and we're going to be a threat in the offseason. As far as grade, you really wish you didn't have the drama in the offseason. The drama is weighing, I want to say, a C+, but you get the Trey signing announced, you get Shamar Stewart dealt with and in camp and performing. I think that bumps up to a B.
I think that makes a lot of sense. Would you agree, Frank, there? Or do you have anything to add?
Yeah, there's some good points there. And when I go into the free agency for the Bengals this year, I kind of divide it into two sections. One, if you look at the re-signings, we spend about $100 million there. And when you're going to bring back Chase and Higgins, you're going to keep yourself in contention. With the three of them, Burrow and those two guys, we're going to be in contention for the next 4 or 5 years. So that's a massive move, and that's worthy of an A in itself. But if you look at the rest of our free agency, there wasn't a lot of money left, if you think about it. So we needed a run stuffer up front. We had the two kids from last year who were the arrows pointing up from them, but we needed a veteran. So TJ Slayton, we're looking for him to fill that role. We did get an experienced linebacker in Oren Burks. Is he going to replace Pratt or one of the rookies? So that's a big toss up there. Lucas Patrick was a guard that we got who has the potential to start. The one stat that I liked about him is he hasn't let up a sack in his last 500 pass blocking attempts. So there's some good stuff there. We bring in Samaje Perine, old friend who got to have an internship with Andy Reid and Sean Payton. So, and he'll run through a brick wall. We've seen it. He can catch out of the backfield, and he's a very good blocker out of the backfield. And then we have this little fun pickup of Desmond Ridder. He'll probably never see the field, at least not this year. But hey, you never know down the road. Maybe there's a Desmond Ridder package where we have him rushing from the 1 yard line as opposed to Burrow getting eaten up there. So overall, on free agency, you give it an A for the re-signings because you cannot give it anything but that. You give it a C for the new signings. So I guess that equals out to a B.
And that seems fair. Like you said it yourself, you run out of money. You don't have enough money to solve everything. One of the ways you can solve when you run out of money is obviously the draft. So I'd say if Justin's ready, let's pivot into the draft. And we can start with you, Frank. We'll go kind of backwards order here. How would you grade the draft? Because there was some decent signings you guys had, but was it what you were expecting as a fan, as someone who goes all in on this team?
Yeah, pretty much, because I had the positions that I felt we should target, and we hit all of them. I thought maybe we could get another safety, like a from scrimmage safety, but that's the minutia of it. If you go, let's assume that Stewart gets in the building. I know that's a crazy situation, but we needed a pass rusher, and the Bengals like big pass rushers, like that can play the run, like a Sam Hubbard, a Hendrickson. Those are 270, 280 pound guys. They don't want the small defensive end. So this guy fits right into the mold. And what we did is we said, hey, we need linebackers. We're getting old at linebacker. We need more speed, more range. So we draft one in the second, one in the fourth. Both are projected to have some playing time this year. So that's a good thing. We got a guard in the third round who they're penciling in as a starter. So, you can go into the rest of the draft. We have a running back who's probably going to see some time, a rotational tackle, it's those sort of things. But I think overall we did our team well, but we can't just say, it's a struggling defense. It was a struggling defense last year. If Hendrickson's not in the building, we're done. And I don't mean to be that kind of a pessimist, but it's a different defense with him in there and with him out of there. So that's one of the major things there. But I think overall, I think we did well in the draft. We helped ourselves, but we can't just say a first-round defensive end and a second-round linebacker is going to change the face of this defense. I'm hoping that coaching contributes to that. I'm hoping that some of the players, like we have very good players in the secondary that they kind of been slumping. They've been up and down. So that's a big part of it. Draft for the Bengals, I'll give them a B there too.
That seems fair because I think you nailed it. If the coaching staff were the ones coming out saying that those two picks that you mentioned are going to change the defense overall, that would be worrisome to me. I wouldn't want that to be the outlook because, like you said, the picking guys should already be fitting their mold. Captain, do you have anything to add there before we move on to the Browns?
A great breakdown for both. The story is Shamar. I don't think I plan on Trey being in camp. So that takes a little pressure off of Shamar to be some type of impact player right from the start. But I do think Demetrius Knight is going to be a phenomenal linebacker for us. And we have hit on linebackers fairly well recently. I think Fairchild is a great, phenomenal pickup at guard. Mims last year was a great pickup at tackle, but we've had a little rough period of time picking offensive linemen. So linebackers, fully trust. I think right here, I'm holding the card for the linebacker that I am rooting for, mainly because the wife and I announced the pick. But this guy can move, athletic.
Cool.
He can cover tight ends. We've always had problems covering tight ends. So I think he just be a little bit more multiple on defense. But like Frank said, it's going to come down to coaching and developing all the young talent that we picked up. And I feel really, really good about Golden doing that.
Yeah, and it seems like, the Bengals have a plan for their draft picks, something that is much more up in the air for you, John. We know what, obviously, the draft weekend legendary experience for Shedeur Sanders and all that. But now we followed up with the Judkins stuff. We all, I guess from the outside, we know how we feel, but as a Browns fan,
how do you feel?
Yes, that I'm not touching this team with a 10-foot pole, but as a Browns fan, obviously this can't feel good, but is there any sense of optimism that someone like Dylan Sampson, who they also picked up, is going to be able to pick up a load here?
Potentially. I mean, we've got Jerome Ford. He's going into his third year. I think that's the conversation this week's been about those two guys, and can Dylan Sampson, like you said, carry the load? He's small in stature, 5'9", 5'8". He had 1,500 yards last year. Did a good thing down there in Tennessee. I've got a couple colleagues with the Fanatical L's that live down in Nashville, so they've followed Dylan Sampson's career pretty good. And I definitely think we're gonna get Quinshon Judkins back. I think a lot of people were expecting him to kind of be that bell cow for the team. Obviously, that's changed now. We're expecting him to get suspended probably 4 to 6 games. Hasn't signed that contract yet in a second rounder, obviously. So it really was I don't know if you followed any of the story, but I mean, the kid didn't have any red flags. Some people will say, well, he was doing some things at Ole Miss and people weren't getting along with him. Like that was something that they found on page 20. He has, two. I mean, he grew up. If you follow his story growing up, he had a solid kid in high school. Graduated early, took a lot of advanced classes, all that fun stuff. So, so it will affect kind of what we're. I mean, the Browns' run game last year was 29th in the league. Now we've had obviously with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, we had a series of years where we were 4th or 5th. we've been anywhere between 10th and 15th, but last year we dove down to 29th, which sucks. And really, we're returning again, like I said, to that more of that offensive set where we're 12 man personnel and reverting back to what Kevin Stefanski, the coach of the Browns, wants to, who I think he's more familiar with. So I think that the run game will improve. It's going to have to be a serious part because you guys know, I mean, the Bengals are just going to, all these teams in the AFC North are just going to, get in that, put eight men up on the line and just, make our wonderful quarterbacks that we're going to be back there, Anyway, yeah. Other than that, I mean, the draft, I don't know what you were going to ask me next about the draft, but I mean, I know the first two guys we drafted were Mason Graham and then Carson Schlesinger from UCLA, the linebacker. So we did we concentrated on that defensive side of things, but then we went on offense with the two rookie quarterbacks, the two running backs. So yeah.
Well, I guess my main question just to wrap up a Shedeur point here is that did you feel like because you got him so much later than he was expecting to go and everyone else thought he was going to go and we all assumed that he was going to go to the Browns anyways, do you look at it as value or were you kind of happy he wasn't going?
What was the last part of that question? I'm sorry.
I said, like, were you happy? Do you look at it as, we got a great value on him, or were you kind of happy that they didn't take him so high and you were fine with them passing on him in the end? And then they didn't.
How did you know he was coming to Cleveland? How did you figure that? No, I mean, obviously there's been constant conversation about, his value falling, and now was a fifth rounder instead of, he was projected in the first or second round by most people that were going into that draft, for God's sakes. I mean, all of us didn't see what happened to happen, and then it did. So, yeah, there's some value in it, obviously. He's winning over the fan base. Obviously, Cleveland fans are easy to take advantage of. So, and pull at their emotional strings. But, Shedeur's doing, he's got, dad's prime time. So he's learned a little bit over the years, and he's doing everything in the community. I mean, obviously people are watching his every move, and he's getting a lot of press because of that. But he's selling a lot of jerseys. I'm telling you right now. I mean, he will be starting this season. Now the question is, there's some national pundits that have been saying, go ahead and start him week one. What do you got to lose? The Browns are already talking about drafting another quarterback in the first round in 2026. So.
It's true. That's a fair point. Why not? Because there really isn't much to lose there.
But Dylan Gabriel got drafted ahead of him. So,
right.
Now we're going in the training camp. The veterans show up here tomorrow. So there will be, this competition. Obviously, you have the two, the Flacco and Kenny Pickett.
Well, yeah, and that's the latest report is that Kenny Pickett is apparently the slight front runner for starters. The last time
I think he'll get the
Super Bowl champion Kenny Pickett.
What now?
Super Bowl champion Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the whole thing is just. I think Stefanski knows what he's got in Flacco. That's small hands, Kenny Pickett. He knows what he already has in Flacco. So I think Kenny Pickett's going to get the brunt of the first team reps this first week. It'll be interesting to see how that progresses. And then, I don't expect Shedeur or Dylan Gabriel to start the season, but I certainly think they're both going to get good looks. And in Cleveland, something stupid's going to happen again. So, we'll
fair enough.
Yep.
All right, Justin, it looks like you're back now. Before we hit the quiz show, what do you got for me for fantasy values here? What questions you got for the panel?
So we already go through all the positions and everything?
We just kind of chilled on draft.
Okay. You got it.
And just looking at time, I figured we'll just jump ahead to do a rundown.
Yeah, I feel like we should really ask the question to the Bengals fans: is Chase Brown the truth, or was Tajay Brooks brought to the goal line?
I'll jump in. Chase Brown is absolutely the truth. And what a lot of people don't realize, he did not want to split carries. He was very adamant that he was the best back last year. He did not want to split carries with Zach Moss. That never came out.
Yeah,
That is a
I didn't hear that. That's interesting.
That is a true story. So I see him being utilized even more this year.
You might have just stopped me from making a mistake in Scott Fishbowl, because literally my next pick is probably coming up while we're on the show, and Taj Brooks was going to be my next pick. So I might push that off a little bit, because I did have the assumption that that's what the Bengals wanted to utilize, some sort of at least 70-30 split or something. But
I don't know that they'll ever
happy then.
I think you're right. They may never get away from like a 70-30 with Chase being the bulk, especially, hey, everybody's got the ability to break out. So if Taj comes in and does amazing things, he's going to. But Chase Brown was buried. There are a lot of running backs that have been buried. Travion Williams did great in small stints, could never break into that when Zach Moss was solid, but also not necessarily exciting. Not many other people got a chance. It was the injury to Zach Moss where Chase really started to shine. Chase is going to ask for the bulk of the carries going forward. You know what? I bet 80%, if you predict, it's probably 80% of the carries is going to Chase Brown. That includes the short yardage throws, which is an extension of the run game.
Very much.
Well, forget my spiel on Brooks then.
Yeah, and I'm gonna echo those sentiments. They're definitely going to rotate backs. It's not just going to be Brown all the way. They're going to definitely have other guys going there. Piron's going to play on third down. Taj Brooks, if he shows up, he's going to get his action. I don't even know if Moss is going to make the roster coming back from a neck injury. But what the fantasy value of Chase Brown is, and I'm not a big fantasy guy, is catching the ball out of the backfield. And you saw hints of that over his first 2 years, but it's going to grow and grow and grow. And I think that's where you're going to see a lot of production out of him. Of course, he's going to give you his 60, 70 yards a game, maybe a touchdown on the ground. But I predict he's going to make a lot of hay through the air.
So I got one more Bengals, and then I'll get to John with a couple Browns questions. It's kind of like a two-parter. It's will Joe Burrow be forced to be the same Joe Burrow he was where he was the MVP, but nobody wanted to say it? And will somebody else like Ishivas or Gesicki or somebody maybe I'm not talking about merge this offense along with Higgins and Chase and Brown? Or is this just those three and have a nice day?
Yeah, fantasy-wise, you can't predict on Gesicki having a huge game every week. He's one of my favorite Bengals. He's a Jersey guy. He actually did a promo for my podcast. I love him, really. And I was like, years ago, I was like, if we get Gesicki, we're going to the Super Bowl. I know it was a little crazy at the time. But and with that said, he's going to have a phenomenal year. But on a week-to-week basis, you can't tell because there's just not enough carries to go around. There's not enough receptions, carries to go around. Chase and Higgins are going to get most of them. Yosivas is going to get some crumbs. Gesicki will have his big games, and Chase Brown. So from a fantasy point of view, obviously you want to go Burrow. Obviously you want to go Chase. Higgins is consistent, but you're not going to get as many boom weeks as you will with Chase. And I think Chase Brown would be good value. Maybe not at the top of your draft, but he'll be a good back somewhere in the middle rounds there.
Yeah, you nailed it on Gesicki, because that's exactly what Gesicki is to me in all my projections this year. He's a guy that I want on my fantasy teams, on my bench, though, because I want to be able to spot play him with the way the tight end position is. I want to be able to pick my matchups that I feel like this is going to be the game. And then if it's not, it's not. But odds are whatever other tight end I was going to start was also about the same odds of having the same type of game. So you 100% nailed it on Gesicki in my eyes.
Love it.
Yeah, if you've got any matchups where, maybe Chase has got a little tougher assignment against the defense, but the team just happens to be weak against tight end. Joe spent a lot of time watching film, probably more time last year watching film in the stadium, to the point where everybody knew there were locations that you couldn't enter around the stadium because Joe was in the room, in the shop watching film, studying. He is going to exploit anybody who is not good against tight end, it's going to be a Mike Gesicki day coming out party. So yeah, absolutely agree.
Yeah, it's just one of those positions too that when it comes to when a defense is bad against tight ends, it's safe that the tight end's going to get off, because sometimes running backs have great matchups against bad, and then it doesn't turn out to be a big fantasy day. But for some reason with tight ends, when a team's bad against tight ends, it typically works out for the tight end. I don't know if Justin's still there or not. We can't see him. Can you hear us, Justin?
When he comes back, he needs to blink twice if he's okay. Like, is he being kidnapped?
Yeah, this is getting weird, man.
We're moving rooms. I don't know.
We got two of him.
He's got a dog that likes to pipe in a lot, so he might have been avoiding the barking dog. But it looks like he's alive and back, which is good. No bunker. You're not in a bunker, right, Justin?
Yeah, no, I feel like I am with the amount of battery I have on my laptop. But yeah, I seem to have charged it up enough to make it to the last 15 minutes, so we're good to go.
I'm wrestling with an old iPhone now. It's an iPhone 11, but the damn thing just doesn't stay charged. I'm like hoping I make it to the end of the show.
It's like the Bengals defense. We're trying to limp to the playoffs right here live.
Right. Here we go.
I need a burrow.
And the Browns are just happy that someone's still talking about them this late in the show. I'm sorry, John. I'm sorry. It's so easy.
We're just a year removed from winning 11 games and going to a playoffs. So just, we got the magic back, Joe Flacco, who can get us through about 4 games this season. But that's
he
okay.
was fun to watch. As a fellow old guy, it was fun watching him do so well.
Yes.
Right. Agreed.
Yes. But Browns fans should not expect a repeat of that. But yeah.
I got one question for John. If you were to bank on one of these rookies making an impact immediately, whether it be Judkins, Fannin, or Sampson, who would it be, and why is it Quinshon Judkins?
Wow, you left Sanders off the list too.
What now? Which of those 3?
Yeah.
I mean, Judkins isn't going to be there for a while, I don't think. So I would say Harold Fannin right now, the tight end that they picked up from Bowling Green. He's going to, with this, I keep talking about the offensive set they're going to run, but I think he's going to get a lot of early looks. I think, he's did a lot of great things when he was at Bowling Green, and I think he's everything that I've seen about him and listened to him. He could do very well. Now, obviously, we have David Njoku, the other tight end. So Dylan Sampson might be starting, or at least being out there on the field, contributing early on. So obviously, those 2 probably first. I mean, Judkins, before all of this happened, I think everybody was projecting that Judkins was going to be the guy. He wasn't going to be exactly Nick Chubb, who, by the way, guys, I know that you talk about Pittsburgh being a dirty team. Thanks Pittsburgh for killing Nick Chubb 2 seasons ago. But Nick, the thing is now, Nick Chubb leaves, free agency. He's down in Houston, so now it just magnifies everything for us Browns fans because of now this latest. But yeah, I mean Fannin, we're excited to see what Fannin can do. Obviously, Dylan Sampson, I don't think all of us were talking about him until this last week. So we'll see how things go in camp.
Love it. All right, LeDuc, we ready to get to this trivia?
I think we are.
Let's go.
There seems to be no sign of intelligent life.
It's the Fantasy Quiz Show.
Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson. It's going to be a long game.
All right, boys. I know it's not going to be a long game because y'all are real experts in the building here tonight. And, since I'm not going to make this a handicap match, it's going to be a legit triple threat. We're going to test everybody's fandom in this one.
Okay.
Bengals, Cap, Frank, John, are you guys ready for the fantasy quiz show?
Yes.
Indeed.
Good. All right. So let's get it started. And all these questions are really sad because all these players are not up there on the list. There's a couple really legit ones, but there's a couple throwbacks on there for sure. So we're going to get it kicked off real quick with a real easy one. Give me top 5 answers. Remember, this is Family Feud style. So once you get the board, you can take it for as much as you want. So top 5 answers. Most passing yards between quarterbacks that have been Bengals and Browns. And the caveat is you had to have done it as a Bengal or a Brown.
I would shout your name out when you want to buzz.
Shout right now.
Oh,
Thank you, Leduc.
any quarterback between the two teams?
Just the two teams. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Can I go?
Sure, go ahead.
Brian Sipe.
Brian Sipe. That is correct. Brian Sipe is number 4 on the list. We have that on a loop.
Is it? I was about to ask you. It's always automatically on loop. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
Just
So
shout
Brian's-
out.
Can we just shout out our answers? I don't
Well,
know.
now it's John's board.
No,
Okay.
it's John's board now. So it's like Family Feud. Once you answer, you have the board.
All right, guys.
Brian Sipe was number 4.
Brian
Yes.
Sipe is number 4, 23,000 yards, 23,713 yards. You have 4 more answers, 0 strikes. What else you got?
Otto Graham.
Otto Graham.
No.
And that is 1 strike. And you still have 4 answers left to go.
I can. Okay. Baker.
Baker Mayfield.
Damn it.
Just not enough time. Not enough time. Too many progressive commercials.
I miss those commercials, though. I do.
Baker's house.
Am I still on the board? Bernie.
Yeah, you got
2
one
strikes.
strike
So
left.
1 more
Bernie.
strike and you're done.
Bernie.
Bernie Kosar.
Oh, sorry, wrong one.
Cannot play with him. Cannot win with him. Cannot coach with him. Can't do it.
All right. So how this will work
Yep.
is
Before you
I
shut
will
it up.
I will give Frank and Cap 1 answer, and the guy who gets the highest answer wins the board. So the guy who gets the highest guy up on the board.
Captain,
so-
can I or no?
What's that?
We both know who it is.
Well, I'm just going to go with a layup with Ken Anderson.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the right
Ken
answer.
Anderson. There you go.
You can't get any higher than him.
Can't get any higher than Ken Anderson.
No. Number 2 behind is Andy. I know that's Andy.
838.
You are right, Captain. Yes.
All right. All right, guys. So round 2, it's most rushing yards between. And remember, you say your name to get the buzzer. That's our buzzer because we're too cheap to get real buzzers.
Frank.
Okay, Frank.
Frank. Corey Dillon.
Corey Dillon.
Mm.
Number 2 on that list, 8,061 yards.
I love that man for the time he spent on the Patriots.
He was a gem.
He was number 2.
He was number 2. Yep.
Okay.
So this is Bengals and Browns combined.
Correct.
Correct.
So, I mean, Captain, you want to go? Because I got more.
Well,
no,
are we playing 1v1v1, right? So
Yeah,
it's all
yeah.
you, Frank.
So it's just you.
Okay. So it's probably going to be Jim Brown.
Jim Brown.
That is correct.
That is correct. 12,312 yards.
Numero uno.
I don't know all these Browns guys.
See, I was screwing around. I messed up my chances. I was thinking Browns though. I forgot that we were combining them. Damn it.
Yeah, I didn't know that on the first question either. We have James Brooks on that list.
James Brooks did not make the cut.
Okay. Let me think. Pete Johnson.
Pete Johnson.
We're learning a lot of names tonight.
Yeah. I actually never really dived through Bengals and Browns history.
Well, I know
That's
because of James, this is
strikes.
going to be a John. Wait, If James isn't on it,
it's going to be a lot of Browns. And okay. I didn't get it on that one, I gather.
So you got 2 strikes. Nope, you did not.
No pressure.
Nick Chubb.
Whoa, Nick Chubb. Number 4 on the list. So you got number 1.
Let me go. Let me go. I want to go.
And number 4.
I can't think of these Browns.
1 strike.
2 strikes down, 1 strike to go.
I'm not a Browns expert.
You're 3 and 2 in the bottom of the 9th. Can you hit a home run?
You got number 3 and 5 left.
Oh, I have 2 left?
Yeah. I have 2 left.
I know time's ticking on me. Ernest Biner. I have no clue.
Oh, nope.
Hello? You play to win the game.
That was good try, though. That was solid.
All right. Bengals cap, John, just say your name when you got something.
I got it.
All right, John.
Leroy Kelly.
Leroy Kelly.
The captain's ship is taken on water. I can't speak.
Leroy Kelly had 7,247. He was your number 3 answer, and rounding it out was Mike Pruitt with 6,540.
Nick Chubb just passed him before he left the team.
He did.
Wow.
And now we have a 2-man race as of right now, unless the cap wants to hop in on this thing. It is 1-1, Frank to John. And the cap has 0 right now. It's okay, Cap. You can get this one. Be right back in it. Yep. We're going with most receiving yards between both teams. All-time top 5 answers. Just say your name when you're ready.
Frank.
Sure.
I don't want Captain to get shut out just because I'm obnoxious. Let Captain do it.
Hey, no, you're good. You said it. I'm trying to steal. I'm trying to play the steal.
See, that's the smart. That's the smart.
I can't name strategy.
5. There you go, Captain. I like it.
Yeah. Okay. So not many Browns. So it would be Chad Johnson.
Chad. Actually, we got him down as Chad Ochocinco. That is 10,753 yards for Chad Ochocinco. That is the number 1 answer. What is your other answer?
AJ Green.
AJ Green.
Right behind it.
Yep.
9,483. That seems like the easy answers at this point.
Right.
You've got number 1 and number 2. You're looking for number 3, number 4, and number 5.
Carl Pickens.
Carl Pickens.
Why'd your voice sound different? That threw me off. I wasn't looking at the screen.
I don't know. 6,887 for Carl Pickens.
Mm-hmm.
What number was that?
That was number 5.
5. So we got what's left?
3 and 4.
3 and 4. Okay.
Isaac Curtis.
That is correct.
7,010.
Number 4. You got number 3 left and no strikes, I believe, right?
Yeah, no strikes.
I'm hoping for a Bengals sweep with Chris Collinsworth.
Oh, no. I wish I could do a Chris Collinsworth voice. I would have said it in that voice.
It sounds something like bitch, 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 bitch.
I always love his calls on 49ers games because I can still feel the animosity that he has for stealing that Super Bowl.
Yep. It hurts.
So strike 1, I gather, right?
Yes,
so,
strike 1, and you're missing. You have 1 answer on the board, and it's number 3.
Number 3. What's number 2?
Number 2 is AJ Green.
How many yards did he have?
He had 9,483.
Again, it's these damn Browns that are messing with me. I don't even know the all-time leader for the Browns. I can't even think of a great receiver off the top of my head. Am I missing
It's
someone?
easy. I hate to say it. It's easy.
I would say you'll
If
recognize
there's
the
one
name.
dude,
Yeah.
You
Cap
got
is
it.
getting ready to strike.
All right, we're gonna give you a strike and more time to think about it.
All right.
Give me a strike, Judge. All right, clear your head. Think
One left.
your inner Cleveland.
Inner Cleveland.
Even though you're in Jersey, you're inner Cleveland.
I can't think of it. I really can't think of it.
All right, Judge. Send him out.
It's really unfair. It's my team.
Bengals captain.
There we go. All right, Cap.
Let's go.
I'm going to jump in just because I watched him and Bernie break my heart so many times. Ozzie Newsome.
Ozzie Newsome.
Nice, Cap.
Frank. Frank, you were right there.
That dude was a beast.
I'm a Bengals guy. I'm a Bengals expert. I'm not a Browns expert.
Well, technically, he was a tight end, but he's still
Yeah.
It was receiving yards, not wide receiver.
Absolutely.
But it's 7,980, and still to this day, probably the spit in the face of the Browns organization because he was the Ravens GM that kept on beating them.
Yep. He also dropped. I mean, it was Red Right 88 in 1980 against the Raiders. He was the guy on the guy picked it off there. That was my introduction to being a Browns fan, by the way. I was a little kid.
And it only got better.
Oh, yeah.
All right, guys. This triple threat is literally coming down the wire. This is our final round, and we're going to change it up from the yards, and we're going to go to touchdowns. And I want skill players. So this is rushing and receiving touchdowns. Most all time, skill players. Remember, no quarterbacks, just skill players. Give me your top 5 between these two teams. Say your name when you're ready. Frank's like, nah, I'm not getting stolen again.
PTSD, Frank.
Fool me once.
Well, everyone's just gonna play the steal game.
All right, we got a loser outro for all 3 of you.
Yeah, you know what? I'll kick something off.
All right.
Pete Johnson.
Pete Johnson. Number 3, 70 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say something I regret, and I love my Johnsons. Chad Johnson.
Chad Ochocinco. 66. He came in at number 5.
Yeah, you had it out too, Cap.
5.
All right, Cap.
I didn't think he'd be 5. I'm screwed now. Okay, we talked about him before. Jim Brown's got to be on the list, right?
Jim Brown is the list.
That is correct.
126, man.
Yeah.
Number one.
Number one, correct? Yeah.
Oh yeah, by a long shot.
We're missing 2 and 4.
Yes.
2 and 4. Yep.
And you don't have any strikes.
Correct.
Oh man, Chad. How many did Chad have?
66.
66.
Yeah.
God, the rest have got to be Browns.
Yeah.
Philly Mike, my bad. I was running. We were so focused on the game show, did not see you in the chat. Thank you for hopping in though, Philly Mike. We appreciate you.
This guy just wanted to see the chat because he just wants to say "Go Birds." Get out of here, Philly Mike.
Hey,
we
thanks
love
for
you, buddy.
beating the Chiefs. We all loved you. Seeing the. I was at the Super Bowl watching the Chiefs fans just miserable. It was beautiful.
That was a rough Super Bowl. Anyways,
You're absolutely right. Cheers to that.
The other running back that John mentioned. Why do I want to say Leroy Jenkins? No, Leroy Kelly.
Leroy Kelly Jenkins.
That is correct.
There you go.
Because you're a video game fan, obviously.
Exactly.
Number 2.
Number 2.
Yeah.
Yep. He's got
Son
one
of a-
left and no strikes.
I just put this on a platter for John.
Oh, shit.
I don't know. It doesn't seem like John is feeling confident about it, so take some shots.
I can't even name.
Trying to think.
Oh man,
Well, wait.
it's not Corey Dillon.
Corey Dillon?
Now, is that I'm not doing what I did last week. Is that an answer?
Yes.
Cap.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
thank
nice.
you. On Friday, I was basically the dumbass of the week because apparently I clicked on wrong too early.
To be fair, the guy did say Andre Rison, but then he kind of backtracked it. So
I know. It was weird. I didn't want to screw you, Cap.
No.
All right, one strike.
One strike, Cap. You're doing so good, man. You got the board almost cleared. You just got one.
Okay, so Nick Chubb was in the other group. Nick Chubb?
Nick Chubb.
Oh boy.
All right, Cap.
I don't know. I'm just going to throw out Isaac Curtis.
Isaac Curtis.
That would have been so cold.
We gave him the friggin' game. In my opinion, that sucked.
That's such a brutal.
That's the appropriate one. That's a good
Yeah,
one.
I thought so too.
This is an appropriate one. All right. John, Frank, it's up to you guys. Whoever's got the answer.
Frank.
Okay, Frank.
I actually used to like this player, and I'm just trying to steal what you said before, John. Mike Pruitt.
Mike Pruitt. Give it to him.
Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass.
That said so confidently. I wanted it for you so bad, Frank.
Thank you.
John, I think this might be is this your wheelhouse? Is this your game?
No, I can't. I've been. Oh, no, it's not. I mean, I don't know. So,
I just cheated. There's no way I would have ever. No way in hell. There's no way.
No, wait a second. Is it? It's not a Brown, is it?
Don't tell him.
I'm not saying a word. I would have never.
I'm gonna kick
I
myself.
never would have guessed it either, Cap. There's no chance.
Holy cow!
All right, John. We need an answer from you.
The
That might as well have been my dad because I have no idea who that
Dante
guy is.
Lavelli, the wide receiver for the Brownies back in the day.
Ooh. Give it to him, Joe.
Hello? You play to win the game.
Oh, wow.
The final answer is NFL champion, 3-time All-Pro, 3-time Pro Bowler, and an absolute legend for being both a wide receiver and a punter at the same time. Gary Collins coming in with 70 touchdowns.
That is the name of my accountant. Stop.
Gary Collins. Shit.
That's wild.
That guy does my taxes.
He's also a punter on the Browns.
Yes.
He might even be on the QB depth chart this year. Who knows? On the Bengals. Oh, no, the Browns. Sorry.
All right, LeDuc. So Bengals captain is our champion tonight. Give him his prize.
Oh wait. Oh, he is. Sorry.
No, you're good.
I thought we were all tied up. I'm not ready. Hold on.
No, you good.
There it is. I got it.
Oh, because no one stole the one. Okay.
Yep.
See, I forgot the
stole
rules
it,
of
so
Family
you
Feud.
won the board. And John, Frank,
Yes.
for our losers, you get an even bigger prize.
Play clock at 5. Pass is intercepted at the goal line by Malcolm Butler.
Dumbass. Dang these. They call me dumbass. Play Stupid.
Those my boys right there. Come on.
I never get tired of seeing Pete Carroll's dumb fucking face.
I know. You know what was funny is when that happened in the moment, I completely missed all those shots until like 2 days later because I was literally on the floor, just out of excitement. So that I love watching it back.
Love it. And thank you guys for coming in. I want to pass it around. Let's start with you, John, first. Thank you for coming in. Tell us where we can find you. Tell our fans where they can find all your great work.
We're the Elves Network, so ELFZ Network all together. You can find us everywhere: YouTube, X, Facebook, YouTube. All those places. We're on Apple, Spotify, anywhere you listen to your podcast. We're the Fanatical Elves Network, part of Fans First Sports, and we're their affiliate. Love for you to follow us. We've got 8 or 9 contributors to our network. We've got shows every night of the week, and so tune in, and we'll tune into you guys down there in Cincinnati.
Nice.
I love it. I feel like we just created a rivalry week in here. Let's get this joint podcast going just for the games. Frank, tell us where we can find you and all your great work at the Unofficial Bengals podcast.
Yeah, thank you for having me. The name of the show is the Unofficial Bengals Podcast, and you can find me on social media at Cincy Bengals Pod.
Excellent. And then, Captain, tell us where we can find you manning a ship.
Actually, the pregame video for the games, they had me out on the Ohio River filming. I'm literally in a boat. So that is a true story.
Nice.
But on social media, Bengals Captain everywhere. Twitch, Twitter, OnlyFans, you name it. There's nothing on OnlyFans other than the banner picture, I swear, but I saved it just in case.
I heard you also work part-time for Ryan Fitzpatrick on Cameo, so.
Exactly. During the Super Bowl, I had the pleasure of getting a photo with him, and it's just epic. I
love it.
I grew the chest hair out just because of
That's phenomenal. Do they allow you to captain the ship whenever you go to Tampa Bay? Do they allow you to get up there?
It was funny because we did go down there, and they said we won, and they said get the hell away from my ship.
I love it. All right, guys. Well, thank you for tuning in. As usual, great show and great audience. And for me and LeDuc and everybody here, we wish you a good night and see you next time.